Hi everybody, this is Mickey Adams in Dallas, Texas. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is Beginner Pedal Steel Guitar 101. I think this is a pretty important lesson for you beginners. What we're going to look at today is called the glissando. Now, glissando means to slide, and what better tool to slide with than one of these? What we're going to do is perfect the slide, or the glissando, in this lesson. So, we're going to work in the key of G, so let's get situated, get our posture correct. Now before we get started with our bar, we're going to execute this maneuver with our feet. Our pedals are placed over A and B, and I want you to activate the A pedal and the F lever, and then just the A and B pedals. So we're open, A and F, A and B. Open, A and F, A and B. You got that one? We're going to start off at position number 3 with strings 5, 6, and 8. Let's look at this G inversion. We have a root on the bottom, a major third, or a B on string 6, and on string 5 we have a 5th. Now when we move to our next inversion, basically what we're going to do is we are going to rearrange the intervals. The root now becomes a third, the third now becomes a 5th, and the 5th becomes a root. Here we do exactly the same thing again. We have a 5th on the bottom, a root in the middle, and we have a third on the top. So our positions are going to be 3 to 6 to 10. Our foot pedal positions are going to be open to A and F to A and B. It sounds like this. Now the first thing I want you to look at is activating the pedals and levers while the bar is moving. So when you reach position number 6 here, the A and F levers are already at their stops and the strings are no longer changing pitch. We're going to do the same thing from A and F to the A and B pedals at 10. The first objective is to cleanly execute the chords from position to position. So we do not want the pedals and levers moving en route. Now this is a straight G major. The next thing I want you to look at is, in this G major, what are the pedals and levers actually doing? When I slide from this inversion to here, I'm raising the 8th string a half step, I'm raising the 5th string a whole step. Position number 10, I'm merely changing the 6th string and the 5th string. This is a glissando. This is the 15th fret open. So we have 3 inversions of G with these pedal combinations. Open, A and B, open, A and F, and A and B. Now let's look at a move from G to G7 to G9. The open G again at 5, 6, and 8. Our next position is going to be just the F lever at 6. The dominant 7th is going to fall on this tone which we were manipulating with our A pedal. So we now have a dominant 7 here. So we have a major third, a 5th, and a 7. From here we're going to move up 2 frets. We're going to reverse our F lever to lower our E's, and we're going to activate the A and B pedal. This glissando sounds like this. Let's resolve this dominant 7 to a C major, 5, 6, and 8 at position number 8. Now, of course, these can be played anywhere on the fingerboard. Now let's look at one that's just a little more complicated. In this inversion change, basically we're working with a single group of strings, 5, 6, and 8. Let's move to the D position, which is going to be E levers in, which will lower strings 5 and 8. And let's move from D to D major to D7. This string group is going to be 5, 7, and 8. Our next inversion of D is going to be 2 frets higher with our A and B, and it's going to be string group of 5, 6, and 8 again. So the question is, how are we going to get from here? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to strike 5, 7, and 8, and as we slide, I want you to put your thumb up against string number 7, effectively pick blocking it. Okay, watch. Now what we've done is we've moved from a 3-note chord to just a 2-note chord. But the objective here isn't chord formula, it's glissando, effective glissando. You hear the difference? This is actually this would be an E9 if I left it. So we have the E lever in, we're going to release the E lever, and we're going to depress A and B. Now the B pedal is actually giving me the D note, the A pedal is giving me the F sharp note, or the major third. How about this? E lever, dampen the 7th string, strike the 6th string. That was probably going to be a little more complicated. Now, let's look at this position D to our next position D. From here is going to be open at 10, and then the same pattern repeats. It would be open, 13th fret, and the 17th fret D. Okay, let's use another string group. Let's move to 4, 5, and 6. Open at G, position number 3. A and F levers at 6. And A and B pedals at position 10. Notice that the levers are being activated en route and are already fully on their stops by the time they have reached the next position or inversion. The next inversion of G is strings 3, 4, 5. Now let's listen to this one with the dominant 7 pedal movements. Oh. F lever. And this is the A and B pedal and the E lever. Resolving into C. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. That's it for this lesson. Practicing your glissandos is a very, very important part of learning how to play the pedal steel guitar effectively. And for you beginners, I know it can be quite frustrating, but you guys hang in there. We're all going to make it together, I promise you. Thanks for tuning in. This is Mickey Adams in Dallas, and we'll see you right back here at your pedal steel.